Hey guys, Steph for the win here, back at it again with a rant that it's something that I've been thinking about doing it since probably yesterday, because if most of you who don't have Netflix or have been living on a rock or have you've lived in pretty much isolation, you don't know about the massive outrage that Netflix put themselves into uh, for allowing the release of the very controversial film called Cuties. The reason as to why this film is super controversial is because of one aspect of the film, which 11-year-olds twerking, which is never a nice thing to see or hear, or not to mention just both of them at the same time. So as you can probably imagine, the the film wasn't very well received, given the fact that it got a 3% audience score, with 89% of positive reviews come from movie reviewers, which are very much biased and bullshit. Which goes to show that Netflix had gone to a very dark path, because it wasn't bad enough that the first time uh, they actually promoted the film, even before it was even announced to be coming out. The description was showing the following: Amy, 11, becomes fascinated with the twerking dance crew. Hoping to join them, she starts to explore her femininity, defying her family's traditions. Which Netflix obviously changed that, because they saw that they were very much they were very much screwed over, and a lot of people hated them just because of that same description alone. And uh, they also released a trailer for the upcoming movie, which, as you can probably tell, it wasn't very positively received. I'm putting that in quotation marks because that was sarcasm. And where am I going with this? Well, I wanted to watch it because I just want to give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the advertisement was either misleading, or wasn't even that bad, or wasn't even showing anything that was shown in the actual film. So I said, screw it. I just wanted to give it a watch, see if maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's not as bad as people portray it out to be. Well, boy was I wrong, because the first few minutes before the 5 minute mark, everything was okay. We have a first encounter with the main protagonist of the film, called Amy, who right at the 5 minute mark sees another 11-year-old. Keep in mind, she was also 11 years old. Was twerking while cleaning her clothes, which isn't a very nice thing to see, isn't it? Because now that's where the film goes on a very disturbing track, because besides the besides that scene when that 11-year-old girl was actually twerking, dancing seductively on the while actually washing some clothes, the scenes just get worse, because as it turns out, that girl was actually dancing seductively. She's in a dance crew with with 4 or 5 more 11-year-olds, which makes this whole film and the existence of this film even worse, because I don't think I ever gotten triggered or annoyed at a movie even more than I got annoyed at this one, because a lot of things just mind boggled me because there was one point in the film where they were in the laser tag room, and they went in without paying, and the bodyguards were like, "I'm gonna call your parents. Give me your phone number so I can call your parents and stuff." And guess what they did? They fucking twerked at the bodyguards and they left them alone. And to make the situation even worse, probably a few minutes before that scene was even a thing, there was another scene with the father of Amy discovering that Amy stole his phone. And guess what? Amy actually locked herself in the bathroom, took out her, basically undressed herself, and she took a picture of her. I'm not even gonna say that word because I'm most likely gonna get fucked over by YouTube, so I'm just gonna say the vajayjay. She took a picture of her vajayjay just to show that they are not little girls, even though they're fucking 11. And to make the situation even more worse, there was an entire scene in that film where the mother of Amy actually thought Amy was possessed by Satan, and they actually threw some holy water on her just to take like the unholy spirits out of her. I guess, I don't fucking know. And she was spastic in the ways that she was actually twerking while the holy water was thrown on her, which goes to think in that very thick-minded woman that Amy's mother was. She thought she was possessed by a demon because she fucking twerked. Well, it's even worse because she's 11, first of all. And 95% of the dance moves, because apparently as an 11-year-old your idol is Cardi B, for fuck's sake, and you want to dance and twerk like Cardi B, and the entire ending of the fucking movie has only just that: 11-year-olds dressing in clothes that only belong on strippers, and just dancing and twerking as if they are Cardi B or whoever the fuck. And that pretty much made me almost throw up. And I did throw up twice while I was watching the fucking movie, because I don't think there was a movie in my life that actually made me throw up like that. Hell, I'd rather watch either Five Gang or fucking I'd rather run the Gauntlet like 3 times in a row rather than watching that piece of shit. Well, Netflix fucked up big time, and I apologize for the very abrupt stop, because had to cut in between the recordings and stuff, because I forgot to mention a few more scenes that made the movie just as disgusting and shit as it was. There was a scene where one of the little girls actually played around with a condom. Not even fucking kidding. A fucking condom. And not to mention, maybe a most likely used one. And she almost gave the other 11-year-olds HIV or AIDS or whatever the fuck. It's whatever the fuck is inside those condoms. Which wasn't very nice at all, because that truly made me throw up, because even though I said in that other recording that I threw up twice, that was the first time I threw up, when I saw that scene with the condom. Which, first of all, at 11, the only way you'd ever use a condom in your goddamn life, especially when you're 11 years old, is when you inflate it as a fucking balloon and fill it up with water. That's it. Nothing else. Don't use it in anything else other than just as a fucking balloon. nothing besides that. And that scene just made the whole experience, that the whole positive experience that I never had with the movie, because I think I only had positive experience at the beginning, and that's it. I didn't have anything else positive about that movie to even share with you. And unfortunately, that scene ruined the entire movie. That's it. And everything just went downhill even further from that point on. And that's it. Back to reality. Even if that producer actually gave the explanation that is it actually showing the side of women, they are not women. They are 11 years old. Even if they first got their period, they're still not considered women legally, because you can't really fuck a 12-year-old or 11-year-old. Well, except if you're either in Philippines or fuck, I don't know. But still, it's not ethical, and Netflix actually promoted that, which was a massive oopsie. And all I'm gonna have to say is cancel culture with Netflix. Finally, Twitter actually has a good point on actually canceling Netflix, because this is just too much. That's all with my rant, and I guess I'll see you guys with the best of Alex Dero. This is probably gonna be the next video after this one, so goodbye.